Top of the mornings, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I'm gonna finally cover something that's probably been covered. I've just been sitting back and this whole Golovkin Canelo two negotiations and stuff, and I've been reading back and forth, and I've been my assessment of everything, man. First off, let me go back and tell everyone what's going on. For those who don't know, Golovkin agreed to a 70-30 split for their second fight. And he didn't get it because, the fight never happened because of Canelo testing dirty. So he had to fight someone else. He had to fight Vanes Matarosian, and he made about $3 million. On the first fight, he made about 20, after the pay-per-view sales and the cut of that. This fight was going to do a lot more by the projection of the ticket sales. So he was probably going to make close to 30 million this time. So he took about a $27 million hit, at least over 25 million he took for not fighting Canelo. Okay. Now all the smoke clears and their renegotiation was for the same amount, for 70-30. Well, they asked for Golovkin, and Golovkin feels that he needs more money, or he wants more money. He wants a 50-50 split for this. Now, I'm going to tell you why this fight is, why Golovkin. This is why I imagine Golovkin wanting that type of money. He wants that type of money because he lost 25 plus million last time when he's supposed to fight him. And he fought Vanes Matarosian and knocked the poor bastard out in 2 rounds. You know what I mean? So yeah, he earned $3 million, but he's supposed to, how he's looking at it like, well, no, I'm looking for that $30 million and I want it from Canelo, but since Canelo ended up testing positive for however way he had that in his system, it's his fault. He didn't make that $30 million. So he wants Canelo to pay by evening up that split. That's what it is. Because he knows if I'm supposed to make 30 and 50, if I get 50-50, okay, you know what that's meaning? That means I'm going to make about 50 million this fight. Because it's going to be a big fight. Because the fight was exciting on the first fight. So, that's why I figure he wanted more money. And it makes sense to a certain degree. Because he thinks he's entitled to it. He didn't test dirty. He didn't do nothing wrong as far as, training, agreeing to the fight, getting the fight made. He didn't eat any weird meat, right? He didn't do any of that. So that's why he figures that he's entitled to that money. And Oscar De La Hoya is threatening to pull out. Like, no, we won't do that until you agree on what you agreed upon the first time. Now, I get that too, because it's like, hey, you agreed upon it. You agreed upon fighting for this amount. So I expect you to uphold that deal, And since Canelo is the A side, he brings most of the revenue and, the politics of boxing. That's how it is. But here's the thing, okay? I hope De La Hoya means what he says in his tweet, because that was coming from a tweet, and had hashtag Charlo, Saunders, Jacobs, okay, and they can make those fights with him. So he's threatening to pull out and fight those guys. Do it. I would love to see that. Because I don't think that really, if Golovkin was really worried about legacy at this point, I think he's just worried about money at this point. You know what I mean? Because if I imagine Golovkin, if I was going to take another chance at fighting Canelo again, I have to be well aware that, hey, I have to knock this guy out to beat him. But if I can't knock this guy out due to my age or whatever, because you honestly have to be honest you have to honestly be that person and think to yourself, can I honestly knock this guy out? I didn't put him on the canvas last time. I hit him with some pretty decent shots. Golovkin missed a lot of those big shots he's supposed to hit Canelo with. Canelo hit Golovkin with everything that he could possibly hit him with. So I don't think he can stop Golovkin. Maybe with a body shot, he might do that. But he has to honestly ask himself, like, well, can I beat this guy, or will the judges be bought again? Will it be weird again? You know what I mean? I don't even think, if it has to be about money, because if it was anything else, like, okay, I know in my heart I beat this guy. Why would I want to fight him again? I still got all my belts. And if it was about legacy, go after Saunders and get the other belt. This shouldn't even really be a discussion about Canelo and Golovkin part 2. You know what I mean? Because when the part 2 is supposed to happen, Canelo ended up, testing fishy and positive for something. So, I don't really think that it should be about Golovkin Canelo 2. Golovkin did enough to win, I feel. A lot of people feel that way. He outpointed, he outlanded, he outhustled, and I don't feel that he needs to chase Canelo. You know what I mean? Unless he's worried about money. And then that's what it looks like. And I'm not really liking that because, and if it is, I think Golovkin has to be more verbal about what he wants and why he wants. I've gave you guys the reason on why I think he wants this money or this split changed. But I think Golovkin needs to, sit down with his interpreter, and have a press conference and tell, like, hey, this is why I want this particular money and why I'm entitled to it, being the B side on the equation. So I think he should do that, but then be honest about it. Let everyone know that, hey, I'm doing this for the money because I'm on my way out. This might be my last fight. I've made videos in the past about Golovkin hinting retirement, or he should retire, in my opinion. And I think he should. Because his legacy was tainted because of Canelo. But for all we know, guys, and I'm gonna say this again, for all we know, Canelo Alvarez, that could have been a PR stunt with the drug testing. He didn't get any fines. He got suspended 6 months. But I mean, that really favors Canelo than anything else. Don't favor Golovkin. Golovkin fought another opponent. He, knocked the guy out in 2 rounds. But I mean, he didn't even get any rounds in the bank. That fighting Martirosyan does nothing to get him in condition to prepare him for fighting Canelo in September. All it does is prolong the fight. You know what I mean? So if you guys can remember, De La Hoya wanted to fight Golovkin in late 2018 anyway. You see what I'm saying? So it could have all been set up, that tainted meat or whatever, and the drugs, and it could have all been orchestrated, man. You don't know. This is boxing. Okay? So, he wanted that fight prolonged. He didn't want just an immediate rematch, I don't think. And I don't think he really wants it then. Because it all benefits Canelo if the longer this fight takes to happen, the better. If Oscar De La Hoya does go and fight someone like Jacobs with Canelo or Saunders, which I doubt, but I wish that would happen. But if it does happen, it would only benefit Canelo and Golden Boy, because Golovkin, if he's after money, he does not get that fight because of this money. And if he's chasing money, he's going to be chasing that same money the next year. So imagine him 37 years old then. Because Golovkin's already 36. So imagine him fighting him in May of next year, a year from now. He'll be 37 years old. You know what I'm saying? And then who would that benefit? Canelo being 28, right? And him being 37. Think about it. Just think about it. So, Golovkin wouldn't, he would fall for the money. He would fall for that bait because it's just bait at that point. Yeah, come fight us now in 2019 when you should have fought us in 2016, but it didn't happen that way. It happened a year later after that, which in 2017, now 2018, it gets prolonged on some fishy business. Now, it's about the money. No, we ain't giving you no more money. We're going to fight someone else. But they still want those straps. They want, Oscar De La Hoya wants to see Canelo Alvarez with those straps. He has the money. What else could he want? He has the fan base. He's the A side. He wants those straps. And it doesn't matter how he gets them. If he, they would love to see him beat Golovkin to get him. But how easy would it be to beat Golovkin? Would it be easier sooner or would it be easier later? It would be easier later. So they're trying to prolong this fight. That's what I'm saying. Because they know now Golovkin is fighting for the money. They know that. So they know, okay, if you want the money, you got to fight us for this amount of dollars. Now, mind you, Golovkin, whatever he does, if the fight does not happen, okay, and I'm hoping this happens because I want to prove this theory right. If Canelo fights, let's say, Jacobs and beats Jacobs, okay, he's going to still always be the A side. It don't matter how many times they fight, right? Then, this time next year, Golovkin agrees to fight him for the belts that he still has, right? Because I don't think anybody would just beat Golovkin. Saunders would probably make it the hardest. But all these other fights, I don't know, a Danny Jacobs fight rematch would be good. That would be a good fight. But it depends on who Canelo intends to fight coming back. But if they agree to fight Golovkin, giving none of these guys lost, if he agrees, because Golovkin will fall for that bait in May of 2019, and they agree for like a 40, 45, 55 split at that point, that'll tell you automatically that's what the whole thing was. So now the split doesn't matter. You didn't want to give Golovkin more money late 2018, but you would rather change the split in May of 2019. That'll tell you, yeah, we wanted you to wait until you got 37 years old, Buster, then get in the ring with us, and then we got a better advantage because you're older, because the clock is ticking. That's all it is. So I think that that's my take on it. That's what I feel. I feel they're trying to wait Golovkin out farther. I think they want to fight Golovkin, but they want more time. They want Canelo in there to get a tune-up fight with somebody else. Yeah, they would like to see him fight Saunders or Jacobs or Charlo. It'd probably be somebody else, though, not a guy that tough. But I would respect Canelo for fighting someone else at the middleweight division. Because remember, Canelo hasn't fought anyone else at middleweight besides Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? He fought Chavez Jr. at catchweight at 164.5. So it's like, I think they need to get Canelo in there and get some cobwebs out of him because he hasn't fought since September of last year. So I think that's another plan in the book, and it would be, and if they were smart, they would go after Saunders. Saunders has that WBO belt. So now if he fights Saunders and he goes to a decision, he's going to win a decision. You know what I mean? He's going to win a decision. He can start throwing body punches and win from throwing body punches like he did Lara. So he'll win a decision. So now he has the WBO. Now he has the Ring magazine. He always had the Ring magazine. He got that from Cotto, right? So he has those belts. So now he has a bargaining tool. Now, so now he has a piece of the crown. Now he becomes Deontay Wilder in retrospect, right? He has one of the belts. And then the other champion has the other one. It's just changed on this side because now he's the A side. He's been the A side, but he has a belt now. So he has that bargaining tool. Now they can say, okay, now it's a unification fight. Now they can call more shots. But then they can justify giving Golovkin more money because now it's a unification thing. You know what I'm saying? But he's 37. So, yeah, it would be easier to fight Golovkin at 37 years old, and I think that's what they want. That's their objective. Oscar De La Hoya, he's playing hardball by prolonging this fight, by not being lenient, and that's really my take on it, You guys tell me what you think about this. Please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.